Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This evening we continue in the tradition of Temple Anshe Shalom on this week known as Shabbat Shira, the Shabbat of song. We reach that portion in our Torah when song is a major feature. This week our Torah describes how God saved us by splitting the Reed Sea, allowing us to pass through on dry land and then crashing together the waters upon Pharaoh and the Egyptian army. Finally, after 400 years, our people were free and on a journey to the promised land. Today, our promised land is suffering one of the most challenging hardships since the Holocaust. There is war because there are those who hate us for being Jewish, those who would erase our connection to Israel, those who would kill us for being Jewish. On our calendar, we note that the United Nations has designated January 27th as the International Holocaust Remembrance date. It seems that events have consolidated on this Shabbat. This synchronicity invites us to remember the Holocaust and to honor the Shabbat of song in what is perhaps the most expressive art form, music. This evening, our TAS Septet and myself are offering 5 special pieces of music. In this way, we will partake in the communal memory of how we unite in times of trouble. 3 of our musical offerings will be by the Israeli poet and resistance fighter, Hannah Senesh. This first piece was originally a poem called A Walk Through Caesarea. Later, after her death, it became known as Eli, Eli, and it remains one of the signature pieces of music from Israel that speaks to our crying out to our God for understanding in times of trouble. Yiddish was the common language of our people at the time of the Holocaust. One of the most powerful songs of the Holocaust was written in Yiddish by Hirschglick at the time of the Vilna Ghetto Uprising. The piece spread very quickly through the Jewish communities in the ghettos and in the camps. It was sung widely by the partisan fighters and signals the call for courage, resistance, and resilience. Today, Zognit Kainmal, the partisan song, it's a standard at Holocaust memorial services. And even today, it speaks to us about our resolve to continue to thrive as a people.
So in Kantor's du gehst den letzten Weg, den Himmel keine verstehen wollen Weg. Da kommen wir unser Häuschen denkt es schon. Center Point und unser Trott, wir sind denn da. Da kommen wir unser Häuschen denkt es schon. Center Point und unser Trott, wir sind denn da. Never say that there is only death for you. The leaden clouds may be concealing skies of blue, because the hour that we have hungered for is near. Beneath our tread the earth shall tremble, we are here, because the hour that we have hungered for is near. Beneath our tread the earth shall tremble, we are here.
Grünem Palmenland bis weißen Land und Schnee. Wir seien dort, mir unser Pein, mir unser Weh. Wo gefallen sind, als Sprit von unser Blut. Etwas sprotzt von unser Gwure, unser Mut. Wo gefallen sind, als Sprit für unser Blut. Etwas sprotzt von unser Gwure, unser Mut.
Soll einmal als den Gästchen letzten Weg, in Himmel teilen verstehen neuen Weg. Da kommen wir nach unser Häuschen, denkt es schon. Center Point und unser Trott, wir sind da. Da kommen wir nach unser Häuschen, denkt es schon. Center Point und unser Trott, wir sind da.
Perhaps, years later, fearing that our children cannot relate to Yiddish songs from the Holocaust, a Jewish composer and educator, Stephen Melzak in the United Kingdom, penned a new song called Never Again. 4 years ago, Jewish students across the UK learned his song and sang it at communal gatherings to commemorate the Holocaust, and they have ever since. Stephen Melzak never formally published this piece, but when I reached out to him last year to inquire about teaching it to our community, he was most touched and immediately forwarded the piece with permission to share it. Never Again by Stephen Melzak.
They stood in fear, where could they go? They stood so brave, what did they know? On this day, hear us pray, each parent for you. Beyom HaShoah Yikatevun. How could it be the world was blind? Was no one there to take a stand? On this day, hear us pray, our prayers call out to you. Beyom HaShoah Yikatevun. On this day, hear us pray, our prayers call out to you. Beyom HaShoah Yikateinu. Never again, never again, hear our voice tonight. Never again, never again, knowing wrong from right. The years have passed, we still recall. The Spirit left inspires us all. On this day, hear us pray, the flame still burns for you. Beyom HaShoah Yikateinu. On this day, hear us pray, 6 million prayers for you. Beyom HaShoah Yikateinu. On this day, hear us pray, 6 million prayers for you. Beyom HaShoah Yikateinu.
I mentioned earlier we would be offering 3 pieces by the Israeli poet and resistance fighter Hannah Senesh. She died at the young age of 23 after she parachuted into Yugoslavia to assist anti-Nazi forces and help rescue Hungarian Jews about to be deported to Auschwitz. She was captured, tortured, and ultimately, without giving any information away, executed by firing squad. She's buried in the Mount Herzl Military Cemetery in Jerusalem and regarded as a national hero. Her poetry is deceptively simple and evokes lush images of the land and of the deep challenges of her people. This poem moved me very much because I know well there are times when you want to say so much, but it is better to remain silent. עכשיו, עכשיו, אני רוצה לומר משהו יותר מסתם מילים, יותר מנאמר מצווה, יותר מוזיקה למקצב או חריזה, משהו שמיליון אנשים עוד לא אמרו, שמעו, רק משהו, רק משהו. סביב כל הארץ שותקת, מקשיבה, מקשיבה. היער מביט בי מצווה, השמיים צופים בי בעין סקרנית, הכל שקט, וכך גם אני. Now I'd like to say something more than mere words, more dappled than color, more musical than rhythm or rhyme. Something a million people haven't already said or heard, just something all about the land is silent, listening, the forest gazing at me expectant, the sky watches me with a curious eye, everything is silent, and so am I. Hannah Senish was a brilliant poet. She was not a musician, and this has allowed musical artists to bring melody to her moving words. In this last piece, Akshav, Now, I offered my own musical interpretation to her words. In our final piece, you will recognize her poem, Yesh Kochavim, There Are Stars Up Above. As one we read or sing when we are remembering loved ones who are no longer with us. Cantor Jeff Klepper wrote the music we'll share with you this evening, and it was arranged for choir by Andrea Jill Higgins. It's been an honor to remember and to sing with you on this Shabbat Shira, Shabbat of Song. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light. Long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember. Yesh kochavim she'oram magia alza, rak asher hem atzmam avdu v'nam. Yesh anashim she'zim zikram meir, ka'asher hem atzmam enam od b'tochenu. Orot she'le'hamafikim v'heshkat halayim, hem shemarim la'adam et haderech, et haderech. Hem shemarim la'adam et haderech, et haderech. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember. We remember. We remember. Thank you.